in my world with you. You gonna waste your time, waste your time. I mean, honestly, open your eyes and see.
Hola, y'all, about to be back again with another video. We are back. Y'all, I've been trying to upload this other video of my hair. Like, the ADHD been ADHD, honey, like, so bad. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, definitely make sure you subscribe, okay? Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, get them subscribers up. Go down there, follow my socials, follow my TikTok, my Instagram, everything, okay? Because if you're not, then why? What do you have against me? Do you not like me? What is it? Be for real. Anyway, yeah, we are back. Today, this is my first time doing a story time video because I'm always like, oh my gosh, I don't have things that happen to me that can be a story that's going to be interesting. So, you know, I can't do it. I don't want people to be bored. But today, I have a Tyler Perry sisters Tubi movie story. Like, my life was literally a movie this weekend. Like, a movie this weekend. So, let's start from the beginning. So I was flying to Michigan, Detroit, okay, for the weekend. I had a funeral to go to, okay? The funeral takes place on March 4th, okay? March 4th at 12 p.m. And my flight that I scheduled with Frontier, by the way, it's going to be a story of why I'm never using Frontier again. Frontier is raggedy. Frontier is 0 out of 10. Never using them. I got some words for them, and they're about to hear it in this video because they had me all the way messed up. Like, all the way messed up. Frontier is worse than Spirit. I don't care what anybody says, and y'all about to see why. Okay, anyway. So, I was flying to Michigan. It was like, I booked this ticket like a week before because it was last minute, whatever, funeral. And the ticket was for, I think, to leave at like 3:45 or something like that p.m. on Friday. So I said, okay, boom. And not to mention, the ticket was only like $65. So you see $65, you're like, it's $65. I can't pass that up, okay? So it's time for the flight. I leave work at 1 p.m. And so I'm okay as long as I leave my house by 1:30 p.m. because I'm only 15 minutes away and I have clear, I'll be good. Got it, okay? So, my mom was going to be out of town that weekend in Detroit. So, she said she was going to rent me a car. I'm like, good. Not even thinking like anything extra. She told me what I need to do. Okay, good. This is where it all goes downhill. So, to rent a car, you need a credit card. You need a credit card to put the little down payment on. One of my credit cards is in La Basura. I'm pretty sure when I ordered Chinese one day, I threw it away because I put the card and the receipt in the box that the Chinese was in. I haven't seen it since. So I'm pretty sure that's where that card is. Second card, it's a little bit over. Just a little bit over. So I'm like, okay, well, I could try to pay it off or like put some money on it so I'll have enough to do the down payment. But of course it was a Friday, so it wasn't gonna, of course my mom would want to call me in the middle of the video. Anyway, it wasn't gonna post to my card yet. So I was like, it's not gonna work. By the way, I figured this out and I'm like, okay, got it, good. I called them and I was like, okay, if I use a debit card, what all do I need to do? They say they're gonna run your credit. My credit pretty good, you know. Run your credit. You have to put a $500 deposit down, and that's all I really heard because the people were talking real fast. So I'm like, okay, I got it, good. So my sister goes. We're driving to the airport. Fine. I called the people back, and he's like, oh, if you're doing a debit card, you need 2 forms of ID. I say, 2 forms of ID. I only had one, and one of the forms was a passport. My passport was in my room. I looked at it, I said, I don't need it, left it, of course. My work ID was in my car, because I said, why would you need your work ID? You're not going to be at work. So I left that too. So I'm in the car like, Jesus, what am I going to use to rent this car? Like, oh my gosh. They said that my other Michigan ID would be valid because it wasn't it's not expired yet, because I have my Georgia one. They said it was gonna be fine, so I was gonna bring it for just in case and pray for the best, because I was just like, come on, like, so this is, it's just already not going good. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna try to work this out with the whole rental car thing. Cross our fingers, hopefully it works with both of these IDs. We're good to go. So then get to the airport. I didn't check a bag. I had one of them roll-on personal item bags I can go under the seat. Got it? Good. No. So I get in the line for clear. The line is long. Why is the line long? Because they've been offering everybody 3 free month trial, whatever, so the lines stay long. So I'm like, okay, line's long, but it's gonna go by fast. We're good to go. Got it. Fine. So as I'm in the line, this man comes who works at the airport. He was like, oh, if you're right here, from here, come over here, and I'm going to take you and it'll go faster. I'm thinking, okay, fine. While we're getting out of the line, I knew I should have stayed my bum seat right there, because the lady was like, give them the option. Don't just tell them to follow you. So I knew I should have stayed. He takes us to the regular TSA line. If anyone has been to Atlanta Airport, you know how big that TSA is. You know how big the airport is. I'm like, I could have stayed in the clear line and I would have been good to go. So you have to be kidding me. At this point, I'm just like, this supposed to be faster? Like, and it was not faster. Clear would have went much faster. So I'm just like, are you for real? Are you serious? I was so mad. I was like, again, we keep it tellers, right? So first the car, and now this. So that's strike 2. So y'all, this trip just gets so much worse. So finally get through TSA. I'm like, okay, got it, good. The flight was supposed to board at like 2:30. We're supposed to leave at like 3:25 or something like that. So I literally get there at like 2:30 exactly. Flights never leave exactly when they're supposed. I mean, most do, depending, but not Frontier. So I got a little bit of time. So we're standing there waiting to start boarding. We did not start boarding. No lie, it was past 3:00. Remind you, we were supposed to board at like 2:30. So you do the math. I'm like, bro, we're going to be late. We're not going to leave on time. And the reason why we really need to leave on time is because there was a big snowstorm scheduled to happen in Michigan that night. And I'm like, I have to make this flight. Because if we would have landed at the time we were supposed to land, which was like 5:05 p.m., we would have avoided the storm. But I already knew things were being pushed back because we did not leave on time. Frontier, get it together. I know y'all got cheap tickets. I know. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, Airica, stick to the timeline. Stick to the timeline. So I'm like, okay, it's past time. Why aren't we leaving? So finally we start boarding. Okay. This is actually, I don't feel like picking it up. I want to show you guys a picture of the luggage that I brought. My personal item that I've been using for years. This dusty, take her job too serious, stupid lady. that worked at Frontier at the desk were literally telling every other person in line to put their stuff in the little personal item bin to check and make sure it was the right size. I wanted to call her clown so goofy so bad. Like, and then she looks stupid too when people's bags actually fit. Cause I put mine in there and she's like, look at the thing, it has to be. And then I push it deep in there because I'm like, you ain't about to sit here and do this. I bring this bag all the time. And then after that, I laughed in her face because I was just like, and if I did not need to get on the flight, I would have really like caused a ruckus, like, but we can't do that. But I was just like, y'all want to charge people so bad and you look dumb. You literally look dumb. You look stupid because my bag fit. Because guess what? It's a under the seat bag. So let's not. So that made me so mad. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, I wanted to one for her so bad. So that made me so mad. So again, they're a cheap airline, but they're also getting over on people, and they're also charging people, especially because not everybody's bag was too big for that, and it actually was fitting in there, but she was just like, oh, you're gonna have to come over here and try and get your hair. I'm just like, you make me sick. Like, so that irritated me. So again, we were supposed to leave at 3:25. I'm sitting there and I already knew something told me, because the thing about flying and like public transportation, stuff like that, you never know who you could be by. So you really just have to like be wherever and just hope for the best and just pray that, you know, it's not gonna be somebody crazy next to you. The dude I was next to, something told me, I'm like, I feel like this man is off. I don't know what it is. I think it's because he had one of them shiesty masks on. And I'm not saying if you wear a shiesty mask that I'm gonna insert a picture, that you can't be trusted, but I just feel like, Pooh shiesty, that's my dog, but you know I'm really shiesty. Like, come on now, like. So I just was a little bit on the fence, but I was like, you know what, Airica's gonna be good. You know, you're gonna go to sleep like you usually do. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to go to sleep. I put my coat over. That's what I do to go to sleep. I don't want people to see me sleeping. So I put my coat over my face, my hood over my face, and I'm like, you know, trying to go to sleep, trying to get to sleep, whatever. So it was past 4 o'clock. It was past like 4:30, right? Remind you, we're supposed to leave at 3:25. Also, I had to go to the bathroom, but because I didn't want to miss us boarding, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go when we get there. Atlanta to Detroit is only a 1.5 hour flight. So I'm okay, good. I can just hold it. You know, it's not good, but I'm like, it is what it is, whatever. So after 4 o'clock, it's about 4:30 at this point, we finally about to leave, and the captain's like, oh, you know, we're gonna experience some turbulence because of the storm, blah 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 blah. I'm like, not the first time I experienced turbulence, it's not gonna be a big deal, whatever. So we're on the plane. I have my hood on, I'm minding my business. The homeboy next to me, we're gonna call him Jamari, okay? So Jamari, I hear something fall. But first, I'm thinking, when I come down there and sit down in my seat, because I'm in the middle seat, so help me God, I see a lighter on his lap. I did not know you can bring lighters on a plane, especially because my little paddle back there, they told me I couldn't bring that. So you telling me you can bring a lighter, but I can't bring this? Be for real. That lady has something against Zetas. I don't care what anybody says. Anyway, back to the story. I see a lighter. I was just like, I know you can bring, you know. Also, he smelled like.
I was gonna clean my room until I got high.
And I was just like, nothing against that thing, but I hate the smell. I don't care. I hate the smell. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Especially not to sit next to for an hour and a half. No. So when I hear something fall, I'm thinking it's maybe the lighter. I'm just like, okay, whatever. You know, minding my business because I'm asleep at this point. And maybe 2 seconds later, I hear him yo, dog, where my wallet at? My wallet didn't fail. Are you kidding me? My wallet. And this is the clean version, because of course he cussing up a storm going off about his wallet. Apparently it's a Louis wallet, something like that. He lost it. Okay, I'm like. So I'm sitting there minding my business, trying to go to sleep, and he's literally like making so much like this. Like, I feel him basically move me to look for it, and then I feel he's like, and I sense that he's like pushing my suitcase that's underneath the thing over, and I'm like,
hello?
like, what's going on here? He was like, oh, I'm trying to find my wallet, no heart. I'm just like, so he literally going off about his wallet, and I'm like, but he's just so mad and like going up, and I'm like, please get me off of this plane immediately. Like, then he like going off and irate to the flight attendant, talking about, I need to find it, I need to get up, because again, we had just taken off, so we're not even in the mode where you can take off your seatbelt. But he's like demanding that he gets up and search for his wallet, like, and I'm just like, I gotta go. I got to go. So they're like, oh, we'll make an announcement, blah blah blah. He's like, there's no point in making one announcement because nobody going to admit to doing that. And I was just like, oh gosh, why do I have to be in the middle? I want to go. This was so terrible. So after this happens, I'm like. So it had been time, and he's still like looking for this wallet, and he's still like every minute trying to get the flight attendant's attention and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So again, I tried to go to sleep. I kind of went to sleep a little bit. It had been like an hour and a half. So then we finally in Detroit, and the pilot says, welcome to Detroit, blah 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 blah. Mind you, snowstorm. Okay, keep that in mind. Snowstorm. Next thing you know, we're just sitting there, and we get a little announcement saying DTW, which is Detroit's airport, has closed. Huh? They said yes, so we are now going to Milwaukee because Detroit's airport is closed, and it'll be another 45 minutes before they open it again, and we don't have enough fuel. Be for real. Real people. I was just like, oh my gosh, my bladder is still full. I still had to pee so bad. I'm like, and I don't go to the bathroom on the airplane. I don't. That's so I don't. But I'm like, this is about to be my choice in it, because there's no other, like, I don't know how much longer I can keep holding it. So after all this, they're basically like, oh, you gotta stay put, until we reach Milwaukee, blah, blah, blah. Milwaukee is up there. So how do we get from Detroit to Milwaukee? And why was that the first choice? I don't know. But needless to say, that's where they said we was going. So I'm like, and it's gonna be 45 minutes on top of that. I'm like, oh my gosh, hurry up. So because all this time is going by, he's talking to another flight attendant, Jamari is homeboy. And he's like, okay, I still need to find my wallet, blah, 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 blah. Talking to the man. This is one of the male flight attendants. He was like, I need to find it. And the guy was like, listen, all we can do is make an announcement and search the plane afterwards, but we cannot physically search people for your wallet. He was like, oh, okay, I don't care about jail. And I'm like, he had made a remark like killing people, and I'm like, I gotta go. The lady who was behind the man that he was speaking, she looks at me and she mouths like, do you know him? And I'm like this with my eyes like saying no, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, ah. And so she was like, I'm like, so she moved me to the seat in front of him, and like, she used the excuse and was like, oh yeah, we're just going to give you more room to look for your wallet. Like, and I'm like, phew, you a good one, my dog, because I was like, killing people. What did you just say? Like, on the airplane? Please get me out of here. Like, I get he was mad. I would be mad if I lost my wallet too, but the stuff that was coming, I was just like, you a little too aggressive right now, sir. So I move over there, and I'm sitting there waiting like, oh my gosh, it's taking forever. Jesus, is taking so long. I had to pee the entire time. Meanwhile, because we are still in the air, because it's taking forever, 3 people on the plane have panic attacks. I'm like, this is a flight from hell. And I know they couldn't help it. I know everybody doesn't handle stress the same, but I'm just like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. So we finally land in Milwaukee. We have to wait for the people who had the panic attacks to get off of the plane first and go to EMS. And then I'm like, I'm getting up. I'm going to that nasty airplane bathroom. I cannot hold it anymore. I can't. So we're sitting there because they basically were just like, we're not getting off the plane yet. We have to stay put, wait for further instructions. So it had maybe been like 45 minutes. Again, this could have all been avoided if we were on time. Raggedy Frontier Airlines. And they're like, okay, you know, we can get off the plane if you would like to. I'm like, bet it up, because my phone was on 15%. I had to go to the bathroom. I need to eat. I'm like, deuces, I'm going. They're like, make sure you just have your ID when you get back on, because you can't get on without your ID. I'm like, okay, cool. So they say once we go sit down or whatever, we good to go. They say, okay, you're looking to leave at like 10 p.m. At this point, it's like 8:30 p.m. So I'm like, golly, jeez. So everybody rushing around to get food. This airport is not 24 hours. So the only place that was open is like them little stores and stuff like that. I had to get me a Lunchable. I had to get me some trail mix and call it a day. I was just like, this is ghetto. This is so ghetto. So we wait until 10 p.m. Fast forward, it's 10 p.m. And next thing you know, the lady that was the worker at Milwaukee Airport comes over and says,
unfortunately, your plane is not leaving until 10 a.m. the next morning.
they say, be for real. 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 I was like, oh my gosh. Then she says,
this is an act of God, so we're not able to pay for your hotel to provide you hotel vouchers.
I say, are you serious? Frontier, do better. First of all, y'all tickets are cheap, and if that whole plane was full, and I feel like there's more than like 40 seats or so or more on the airplane, I'll do the math later and put in the video, on the airplane, plus y'all were charging every other person for a freaking personal item that went under the seat. Y'all have the coins. If y'all wanted to pay for people's stuff, y'all would, but y'all chose not to. Don't blame it on an act of God. Y'all were the ones who chose to not only start boarding late, but to take off late. And when we took off late, they didn't even say why. They just said, oh, we're taking off late. Now we're taking off. They did not say why. Act of God, my butt. Don't blame the man upstairs. Y'all are foul. Y'all are foul. Y'all are dirty. I'm never using y'all again, because y'all are trifling for that. Y'all are so trifling. People talk about Spirit so bad. Spirit is bad, but don't get me wrong. The one time or the couple times that Spirit has like severely delayed my flight and stuff like that, they always end up sending a little $50 or something, you know, something to keep you coming back. Frontier said, no, we're gonna be stupid, we're finna be ratchet, and we're not finna do that. I said, are you kidding me? That is so inconvenient. Y'all couldn't provide $25 vouchers. Y'all couldn't provide food. Y'all couldn't do anything. Be for real. Be for real. Be for real. So I will never use Frontier Airlines again in my entire life, because that was foul. So me being the unfortunately adult, I'm like, where am I going to sleep? I'm not sleeping on that nasty airport floor. Are you kidding me? I need to wash my butt. I need to brush my teeth. I need somewhere to sleep that's not going to be the floor. I can't. I cannot. I can't. No, it's not me. Not this girl. No. So I called a hotel, and I just found the quickest hotel, whatever, and was able to do that. Luckily, it was only $99, but that was just because I had to sign up for the little free rewards thing. But I'm like, whatever to get me out of here, fine. So the hotel lady said that they had shuttles that came every 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, cool. Me being so tired and so exhausted, I read the thing wrong because I'm sitting there waiting for the van, and I'm like, this van ain't ever showed up. Me and this very nice white man, we're waiting for the hotel because we were on the same hotel, so I thought. And we're like, okay, they're not answering, they're not coming, what's going on, why aren't they answering? So he's like, okay, we can just go ahead and get a lift. I'm like, okay. He was like, you know, you can ride with me, it's fine, like I'm paying anyway. I'm like, thank you so much. So we go to the hotel, I show them my thing. She's like, you're at the wrong airport. I said, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. Like, mind you, it's past 11 o'clock at this point. Like 10:30, 11 o'clock, I would say. So then I'm like, oh, I read the wrong name. So then I go to the right hotel, check in, got there like 11:30, something like that. Mind you, they said 10 o'clock. Y'all heard me say 10 o'clock. They said you will now leave at 10 o'clock. Okay. So it's the next morning. I choose to leave the hotel at like 8 o'clock, something like that. Was it 8 o'clock? Yeah, it was about 8 o'clock because I was like, I need to sleep in. I've had a long, exhausting day. I was supposed to be in Detroit at 5:05 p.m. and was not. So I'm like, okay. So what's next? Okay, yeah, get to the airport. I'm like, okay, cool, fine. Let's go ahead and get checked in. 10 o'clock, we're leaving. Please tell me why at the little check-in screen it says DTW, meaning Detroit again. Your flight will now leave at 11 a.m. Be for real. I was like, this is ridiculous. Again, the funeral that I was supposed to be attending was not starting until 12 p.m. So you do the math. Tell me if I was going to make the thing or not. Granted, it was only 45 minutes from Milwaukee to Detroit, but that's besides the point. So it's about 10:30 a.m. or whatever. So 30 minutes or so until the time that the plane's supposed to departure. Please tell me why they did not announce that we were leaving. You just saw them starting to get the people who needed wheelchair assistance on the plane, and that was it. And I was like, y'all not even gonna make a public announcement saying that, hey, your flight is not boarding. Y'all just gonna wait for everybody to just are you for real? I was like, oh my gosh, Frontier, you are raggedy, you are dead wrong, period, dead wrong. So after all of this, we finally get on the flight, we finally take off, good to go. I'm thinking, praise baby Jesus, hallelujah, I can't wait to go home, right? So we finally land in Detroit, for real this time, land in Detroit. And as we get to the airport, they're like,
Hey, sorry guys, it's gonna take a minute because your gate is currently occupied.
what do you mean? This should have been the only gate free. I don't care how many planes needed to. This gate should have been free. Okay, it should have been free because after all that mess that we went through, you telling me the gate's occupied? Granted, there were other flights that did need to be canceled because of the storm, but like, luckily for Delta's people, they paid for their hotels because they are actually not talking about an act of God. My butt. Like, don't blame it on that man. It's that man's fault that y'all left late because y'all wanted to be raggedy. Bro, are you serious? Like, are you for real right now? That took another like 30-45 minutes. I kid you not. We landed at like 12:30. We did not get off that plane till like a good 1:30 p.m. I was like, I'm done. So then once we're finally getting off the plane, the lady says, Okay, you guys have a great weekend. Man, my weekend is gone because of y'all. All because of y'all. Because with this snowstorm that happened in Detroit, it was kind of bad or whatever. But I will say it did not get bad until like 9, 10, 11 p.m. 3, 4, 5 p.m. It was like big snowflakes, whatever. It wasn't as bad to where we couldn't have made it if we got there on time. So I was heated. So, talking about have a good weekend. Yeah, our weekend is gone because we stayed the weekend in a freaking hotel or airport. So, finally get off the plane. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself a Coney Island because I'm hungry. But I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy it when I get home. So, I try to get an Uber. And, of course, the Uber wanted to be... Well, the Uber came to the airport. They just went to the wrong location at the airport. So after that, and after I waited 20 minutes, they canceled on me. I said, hi, come on. Like, are you kidding me? So then luckily I called for another lift. And that lady, thank God, thank Jesus, she was only 3 minutes away. So after that, I finally am on my way home until... Well, okay, I did get home. But because it just snowed, my driveway is full of snow. So after I get into the house and put my stuff down, I have to spend the next 30 minutes shoveling. And I said, from this day, I will never, mark my words on this video on March 6th, 2023. Airica D. Moore will never, ever live somewhere again that she has to shovel snow. Ever again, dead, not happening, period, not doing it. I was like, this, my back was all spazzing out. I was like, no. So yeah, that was my very ghetto weekend, especially because I missed the funeral, missed everything, but my stepmom did come and get me, so I can see the family and all the other stuff on Sunday morning. But I had to be back at the airport at 3 p.m. Was it 3? Yeah, 3 p.m. because my flight to come back to Atlanta, because I had work on Monday, was yesterday. So that was my very ghetto weekend. 0 out of 10. That y'all, it was just like, it just was not stopping. Like, it was not stopping. It was so bad. It was so bad. But anyway, I hope you like that story time. I wish it was a fake story. I wish it was made up. I wish that wasn't really how my life was these past 48 hours, but unfortunately it was. Yes, that sucks. It was terrible, but more of the story, never ride Frontier. Frontier is trash. I hope y'all hear this. I'm tagging y'all. Tag Frontier in the comments. Blow their stuff up. Send this to them because they're trash. They need to hear about themselves. I don't care what anybody says. They are trash. Basura. I'm never using them again. Please make sure you like. Please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you show this video a love. Comment if you've had a ghetto experience with Frontier. Comment that too. Let's chop it up and expose them for the trash that they are. Okay. Yeah. Make sure you show this video some love. Of course. Thank you for watching. If you stayed to the end of this video, and yeah, and I'll see y'all in the next video.